Welcome back, everybody. We're back here at the R4 Alliance National Conference, www.4alliance.org. I'm Bob Calvert, the host of TalkingWithHeroes.com. And as with all the previous videos that we've been doing with members, veterans, we're here at Brian Mancini. He's a veteran. He has an organization. He's a veteran helping veterans. So, Brian, introduce yourself. Talk a little bit about your service.
Yeah, my name is Brian Mancini. I am a retired Army veteran, Sergeant First Class. I was a combat medic with just under 13 years in the Army. I did 2 tours in Iraq, and on my last tour, I was severely wounded by a roadside bomb, and I spent the next 3 years, 8 months at Walter Reed getting my face rebuilt. I have a complete titanium forehead. My orbital socket's been rebuilt. My palate's been rebuilt, my sinuses, and my left maxilla has been rebuilt from my hip, and they gave me all new teeth. I used to look like Brad Pitt, and this is what I got stuck with, but I'm grateful to be alive.
I heard you say that last night. That's pretty good. I love your sense of humor considering all you've been through.
Hey, you know what? You have 2 choices. You can either be positive about it or be negative about it.
Yeah. What the beauty of it is you're like so many of these veterans. You're out there helping other veterans. Talk about how you're doing. What led you to do that and how you're doing it.
Well, thank you for asking. I had to go back to my hometown of Phoenix, Arizona, and try to get medical care there. And to say the least, it was very challenging. I felt like I was caught in the cycle of polypharmaceuticals and taking large amounts of narcotics. And I felt like I didn't know what my new norm was, and I had to find a better way, especially after waiting 6, 7, 8 months for appointments. I stepped aside, and as a medic, I kind of had a little bit more knowledge about how to approach my injuries because of my medical training. And what I realized is that I needed to find a way to manage my pain that didn't impair my cognitive function. I have a traumatic brain injury, and a lot of the medications were really just altering my personality, altering my mood, and I really didn't even know what my new norm was. Since after my injury, I had numerous surgeries and spent a lot of times recovering from those surgeries and was on a lot of medications. So when I got home and ran into the challenges of care at the VA, I kind of decided to step away and figure it out on my own. I started doing healthy pain management modalities such as acupuncture and chiropractic care and massage. I started doing yoga and Tai Chi for deep breathing exercises for PTSD symptom reduction, and I started getting tremendous results. I'm also a big fan of fly fishing. Project Healing Waters fly fishing was instrumental in my healing process at Walter Reed, and they heavily influenced me in the outdoor recreational realm. I also have a service dog, and I realized how much that had helped me. He's actually right here. His name's Romeo, and he's being a good boy.
He is.
And then also, I am an artist as well. I write, and there's a lot of therapeutic value in that. And being an E7 and being a medic, after I went on this course of trying to kind of explore how I could heal from the resources in my community, and then significantly getting better, I decided to write it down. And I wrote a 45-page concept on the treatment of this generation and how we can use community resources. And I started knocking on doors. And that's the inception of it. That's how it all started. Many years later, we have now launched Operation Healing Journey program. It's one of our sub-programs under the Honor House. And what we do is we create customized healing calendars for veterans. And the focus is how do we find balance physically, emotionally, and spiritually? And then how do we find the modalities in our community that can help us bring that balance? And what we do is we use the training calendar concept. A lot of our military members are familiar with the training calendar. It's how we became mission ready and ready for combat. And what we do is we teach them, our veterans, what are you going to integrate into your daily routine, your weekly routine, and your monthly routine that's going to prevent those highs from being so high and those lows from being so low. And we really focus on the veteran-centered care. And we go to the veteran in their community, we sit down, we buy them lunch, we buy them breakfast, and we identify the resources that are in their community, and then also the resources that are in their community that they have an interest in. And that's very, very important. Not everybody likes acupuncture, for example, because of needles, but you can find healthy modalities to manage pain, such as massage and chiropractic care, and giving those veterans that opportunity to pick within each one of those categories really is effective. It allows for more patient compliance, and we get tremendous results from it. It's an amazing program. We've seen tremendous results, And ultimately, you know, we're trying to bring balance physically, emotionally, and spiritually, utilizing the resources that we have from within our community to be proactive and get out of the reactive state.
So clearly this had an impact on you. You went out, maybe out of frustration with what you were experiencing, and found your own way of healing.
Yes, sir.
And you know, but now you're sharing that with others. I heard you say yesterday that the concept of what you're doing, like connecting the veterans to local people who have the skills, who are there doing what these different modalities, and there was a lot of interest here and that happening around the country.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you know, so here's the deal. We live in major metropolises now, and one thing that's important to recognize, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, which is a major metropolis in the desert. My combat experience was in Baghdad, Iraq, which is a major metropolis in the desert. And having veterans drive an hour, hour and a half to an appointment at their local VA can be very cumbersome when it comes to post-traumatic stress stimulation. And what we've done is we've made the veterans home the center point of care, and trying to identify those resources within a 5 to 10 mile radius of their home. That way they can get it into their schedule and work it as a proactive approach. But then when they have an acute flare-up of pain or an emotional distress, they know that they have something right around the corner that can help bring relief. And truly what it does is give them an option between the medications and the modalities that they found that work.
Right. Talk a little bit about now your organization's part of R4 Alliance, but obviously, from what you said, you're one of the founder groups, right?
Yes, I'm a founding member, and our organization is a founding group. And we realized early on, when I was on active duty, a couple of the people that started the R4 Alliance, that we needed to bring standardization to the nonprofit sector. There's been a lot of nonprofits that have rose up in the last 14 years. And how do you find the ones that have true therapeutic value, where you can capture the effectiveness? How do you distinguish those organizations from just the guy that wants to take a guy hunting or fishing, but doesn't really do any of the follow-up or the therapeutic aspects? And really what this organization is going to do is allow for a high water mark to be established in the nonprofit sector serving veterans. And this is going to be crucial as we go forward and we try to bridge the gap from the VA and the DOD referring veterans to modalities in the community. And that's going to help bring that standardization and bridge that gap.
Yeah. The difference between last year's conference, Jim Dolan brought me there, and this one is remarkable how much it's grown. So what I'd like to do is give your website addresses and how people can reach you.
Absolutely. My website is www.thehonorhouse.org, and then you can also find us on Facebook under The Honor House.
Okay. Would you like to give a shout out to those who are still serving around the world?
Hey, brothers, sisters out there, your sacrifice is appreciated far more than you ever know at this time. I want to let you know that when you come home, there's advocates in your community that are looking out for your best interest. We appreciate your service and your sacrifice, and when it's time for you to come back to our communities, the R4 Alliance is paving the way for that transition.
Great. Thank you for your service and for still serving.
Hey, Bob, thank you for what you're doing and bringing awareness. I appreciate it.
It's an honor, privilege. Once again, folks, we're here at the R4 Alliance National Conference. Share this video with as many people as you can, and we'll be back for more from the R4 Alliance membership.